So now, so you're not competing as much now?
No.
Yeah.
So I've, as of last year, I kind of said I was not going to do many comps anymore.
Yep.
I won the comp that I wanted to do, and then after that I was like, okay, I feel good. Yeah.
Mic drop. See you later, suckers.
And while I'm on top.
I'll just grab my trophy. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So is it because, is it just too hard on the body to maintain a long career in pole dancing? Or?
Yeah, I found that, I had a history of being in an eating disorder, and I found that my body hormonally never got back to normal after dropping so much weight and then coming back to normal, like healthy weight. Yeah. And then I dropped again. Like I used to find reasons to go back into my eating disorder because I found it easier to dance and train because I was lighter. And so like I just kept playing tricks on my brain. And then I was like,
this would be good for my sport progression.
Sport. And then I would like start dropping weight like tremendously. And I was like, I have abs. Like I'm athletic.
Okay.
But it was really kind of playing on my eating disorder, and I was using it hand in hand. So I was like, that's enough. I can't keep doing this. I need to get my health back in order. So I've taken more time for myself and diving more into researching about the body and getting to know that stuff. I'm also studying to be a naturopath. I'm at uni at the Southern School of Natural Therapies. Which I'm loving. So, that's a little change of direction.
It's cool. But you have a studio, right?
Yeah, it's called Blackbird.
That's right. That's right. So you're still super heavily involved and you would dance all the time and be around it, right?
Yeah.
You're just not competing.
Yeah, I'm not competing. And I'm teaching my 5 classes a week and managing the studio with my partner. And it's still a lot, but less than I was doing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So, you talk about, you mentioned before that you had an eating disorder. So, I wanted to kind of dive into that because it's the whole eating disorders, mental health. If there's a through line through this podcast, it's kind of like understanding the human mind. You know, the people that come on, that's what fascinates me the most is how everybody's mind works, for the better or for the worse. You know, and I would say that a lot of us have issues with mental health or eating disorders, and your mind can play funny tricks on you. And that's for sure. Yeah. So I didn't really ask because we just jumped in the conversation and so forth. A lot of the time, I give someone a little bit more of a chance to tell us about their background and stuff. But you said you grew up in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Like, what was your upbringing like? And leading into getting yourself to a position where you were in an unhealthy place.
Yeah. So I grew up in Hong Kong and I felt like it was good and bad in many ways. Like I felt that the multiculturalism of Hong Kong was really beneficial to my life in the future. Like I feel really open to people's diversity. If they want to do something, like I'm not judgmental because I grew up with so many different races and people and religions stuff. So it was really good in that circumstance. But in saying that, there was just as much bullying as there is anywhere in high school. So, I was bullied at school and someone called me a fat, ugly, pale, B-I-T-E.
Oh, you can swear if you want.
Bitch. So, from
Got
that,
you with all of them.
Yeah.
Fat, ugly,
fat,
pale,
ugly, pale bitch. Yeah, all of it. And like, it was like a quadruple shot. And I was like, oh my God. So from that day, I was like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to wear makeup. I'm going to put on fake tan, and I'm going to be the really nicest person. I was like, I can't be any of those 4 things. So I literally from that day, I was like, okay, I'm going to walk to school. I'm going to walk home from school. I'm going to do 4 hours of dance classes. I'm going to work out in my room. I'm going to not eat anything. I'm going to, buy all the makeup and tan and like straighten my hair. And I changed everything about myself because of that situation. And I started to lose more and more weight, and my mum was getting really concerned.
How old were you?
I was 12.
12, right.
Yeah.
And was this ongoing bullying, or it was one thing that kind of just... it was a little bit of bullying and one thing that kind of straw that broke the camel's back? Or what did it look like?
It was a little bit ongoing. It started like on MSN, Messenger.
Oh, really?
Back then, yeah.
Online bullying.
Online, and then at school, she would start like shouldering me down.
So this is one person.
Yeah.
And she would bully you online because I never have dealt personally with online bullying. And I want to understand. So this particular person would reach out to you on MSN Messenger in a direct message and go, hey, you suck, you're fucking ugly.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, and I would just be sitting in my room. I know. And I would be like...
Play Lemmings or something.
Just so heartbroken. And I was...
Solitaire.
And then I would go to... which I used to do.
I'm just thinking of games around the MSN Messenger stage.
Or like that, what is that, bomb one?
Minesweeper.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, I never knew how that game worked for about the first 5 years I played it. I'm like, what do all these numbers mean?
Yeah. Like closer. Yeah. So then I would go to school and it would just continue and like it was just horrible. And I wanted to change everything about myself. And once I started losing weight, like she started not coming near me anymore, and like people were then commenting being like, oh wow, you're looking good, because I'd lost like a little bit. And then it just got extreme, like so when people were complimenting saying wow, you're looking good, it kind of like spurred me on to go further and keep doing it. So then I lost a heap of weight, and then that was at the time when my mum was looking to send my brother to boarding school here. And I went to have a look at the school with my brother, and I was like, Mum, when can I start? Like, I just want to leave Hong Kong. And so she ended up signing me up too, and I moved over. And once I did move over and I found a good bunch of friends in Melbourne, I started to just mend, and I got better in my own way because I was around nicer people and in a better environment. But then I got to year 12 and I'd started to put on more weight than I felt comfortable in. And then it kind of, those things started coming back into my mind. And I started wanting to throw up my food. So then I started purging and making, like coming into bulimia. And
so this is different. So originally you would call it maybe anorexia.
Anorexia,
earlier.
Anorexia and exercise. And then bulimia was second. And the things that went in my mind then were, it was like mind games the whole time. Like I felt bad on myself because I wasn't strong enough to just do what I did before and be anorexic. Like I wasn't strong enough to restrict. I still wanted to eat, but then I was throwing up. And then I started to be like, okay, I'm only going to use this bathroom. Or then I would do it somewhere else and I'd be like, okay, I'm only going to use these two bathrooms. Like, and then it got to the point where I was like, okay, well, I'll do it everywhere except for these 3 bathrooms. Like, it was like I was just trying to justify what I was doing to myself. So then what happened then? Then I went to England for university and it just went downward spiral because the energy over in England is just so down, like, and depressed. And
Do you just mean the miserable palms?
Yeah, like, you know, I was like, no, but it's true. I was like, now I understand.
I got lots of pommy mates and they're all miserable, pale bastards.
Because, like, you know, you'd catch up with a friend.
It is a miserable place to be. I love London. For the 6 weeks in the year that it's really lovable and great to be there. But I've been there in September and October, not even winter. I've been there in winter, but not even in winter, and it's like, fuck, this joint sucks. It's just overcast and cold and miserable, and everyone responds to each other in the same, like the moods follow the weather pattern.
Exactly.
For sure. Like a lot of places, but
but like I remember catching up with friends and it would be like, hey, how you doing? You know, like in Aussie we'd be like, yeah, good. They'd be like, oh, this thing happened, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like it was never like a happy like.
You seem very bubbly too. You're very like, hey, how you going? What's up? Hey, you know, like it'd be hard to.
Like people over there would be like, you're so different. And I'm like, why? Because I'm like cheerful.
That's because I'm happy.
So it just kind of like took me down like a stronger spiral.
So you were there for a year.
I was there for a year.
And this was right in the midst of your bulimia. Your bulimia period. Oh yeah, that would have been really difficult.
Yeah. So it got really bad.
Did you manage to find friends there? Like, did you manage to, because a year is not a long time to kind of get in, find like you have people you can rely on and trust. And I'm sure you have lots of people you could be friendly with, but did you find it difficult to get in there and
I made friends quite Easily, but the one person that I really connected with, only a few weeks later did I find out that she was also bulimic.
Oh,
so
right.
then we kind of just both were like
Just
pulling each other down. Like it was just like,
thrown
you
up
know,
with-
if she was sick, I'd be like, oh, it's okay, don't worry. Like you don't have like we can work it out together, and it would
Vomit
just
parties.
be. It was just bad, and I was
Far
like.
out.
At first,
That's
I was
so
like, maybe this
coincidental.
is good. Like,
Yeah.
we'll help each other get better.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we were just getting worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just enabled each other and kind of made excuses for each other.
Yeah,
and
we were like, oh,
accepted
it's
what was
okay.
going
Don't
on.
worry.
Yeah, right.
When really, it was, yeah.
Far out.
Problem.
So you're not a very large human being in general. I would say. But
Yeah.
what did you? Because you would have been similar. You'd have been the same height, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What did you? How skinny did you
So
get?
I was 37 kilos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was wearing like kids.
It's about a computer
Yeah,
and a half. It's a
probably.
laptop and a half.
Yeah. Like I was wearing kids aged 9 clothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was 21. Like, that's,
Shit.
saying something.
Oh, so yeah. Did the whole English experience? Did you actually enjoy it over there? Would you say before, like, for your 12 months that you were?
There were elements that I did enjoy. The other people that I met, and the partying and the uni life and the things that I studied were really interesting. But yeah, after that year, I was like, I can only just see this going worse and worse. So
Yeah, right.
I had to tell my dad that I didn't want to continue with the course.
Yep.
So once I did that, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. And when I moved back to Hong Kong and I had that crisis of what am I going to do, my mum had secretly booked me in to see a nutritionist.
Yep.
And at first I was like, how dare you? Like, I don't need
perfectly
anyone.
fine.
Yeah.
Mum,
and then,
I'm wearing size 9.
yeah.
Size 9 years of age.
Yeah, exactly. And then, once I saw her and I connected with her, I was like, okay, maybe I do need this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she helped me.